Very good evening, all of you. Hope you all are doing well. Let's start with today's session. I welcome you all to this Python programming course. First of all, I'll give you short introduction about myself. Okay, this is Ajit More, and I'm a software trainer from past 28 years. Since 1998, I am into software training. I've been training different programming languages like C, C++, even Java, Java full stack and all, Python, Android, app development, and many other related subjects, some mathematical subjects and all. I do freelance projects also. I've published some books as well, and I'm connected with many academic institutes as well. Many different academic, different colleges, and even with our Pune University as well. Okay, so that is my short introduction. I've trained more than 10,000 students who are into different corporate areas. Like some have reached to MD level, some have started their startups. Okay. Some have gone into academics and they have reached till PhD level. Okay. So before starting with this whole course, I'll give you a quick outline. What all things we are going to learn in this course. And then one by one we will start learning all these things. Okay. Now I hope English is comfortable, but at any point, if you need some other language explanation, like in Hindi and all, I can manage. Okay. Generally now some may manage with Marathi as well, but what we'll do is we'll keep a common language that is English, and sometimes if you want explanation in Hindi, I can do it. Okay. What we'll do is we'll quickly go through the course outline. Okay, and then one by one we'll start learning. I'm sure you all are super excited to learn this whole Python programming. I'm sure you all are ready to upskill yourself and enter into the field where you'll get a lot of opportunities using Python. Okay. First module will be Python fundamentals. Here we'll be learning very basic what is Python, features of Python, application areas, little bit history, then installation of Python. Okay, and then we will start doing work in that Python by doing inputting, outputting, then the data types, operators, what all different data types Python has provided, different operators Python has provided. All that things we will cover in the first module. Then in the second module, it's a very, very important module because lot of programming problems get solved using control flow. Okay, like conditional statements are there, if, then, else, loops, different types of loops are there. Then different transfer instructions like break, continue, all we will learn in this control flow. And then exercises. Don't worry, this whole course is hands-on. It is nothing theoretical things to be learned. Concept and apply. Concept and practice on it. Okay, so we will be also doing it while teaching. I'll be teaching you a lot of practical things, and then I'll be giving you a lot of exercises also for practice. Okay, so don't worry. Then the third module is data structures. Here we will be learning different way of organizing memory, how we can organize memory and then do different operations on it. So there are some standard data structures Python has provided, like list, tuple, dictionary, okay? Then set, little bit about string, some knowledge about string I'll provide. All that things we'll be learning in data structure. Data structure is very important for analytics part and all. Those who want to enter in data engineering, data analysis and all, business intelligence. So there, these data structures are quite useful. Okay, so we'll be learning list, tuple, dictionary, set, all that things. Okay? Okay. Then if you have any doubt, you can unmute and you can ask. Generally, I just don't go and check the chat window. Okay. So it will be better if you unmute and you can ask. Okay. Then come fourth module. Okay. Fourth module is functions. Here we will be learning how modular coding can be done, how we can divide complex problem into smaller problem. If you have a complex problem, how you can make that problem into smaller problem. And then for each small problem, we will be writing a separate subprogram. Also, you can call it as a function. And then how we can do the reusability of that functions. That same function, how you can call it any number of times. So all that things we'll be learning here only we will learn how to define function, how to pass different parameters, different ways of passing parameter, then anonymous functions like lambda function and all. So all that will be covered here. Then comes another programming approach, a total another programming paradigm called object-oriented programming. Here we will be learning how to build a class and a copy of that class called object. Basically, here it is grouping of related functions and their related data into a capsule. And the capsule is called as a class. And then how to create copies of that class and how those copies can interact with each other. So all that things we'll be learning here, like what is class, what is object, constructors, polymorphism. Okay, we will be looking into how we can do inheritance, all OOP concept, that is object-oriented programming concept. Then comes file handling. We'll learn how to open a file, means how to create a file, how to read the content from the file, how to store content in that file, which is again very much useful for automation and all those who want to enter into that field. Okay, so there, even in data engineering also, data analytics also, like you have lot of data collected in the CSV file or in an Excel file, and then you want to load that file into a Pandas framework, and then you want to do analysis on that data. So that time, file handling obviously will need it. So the standard work we will be learning: opening file, writing into the file, reading from the file, okay, and how to dump objects in the file. Then we will be moving to exception handling concept. Exception handling means making your code more robust. Now, those who have little bit knowledge about Java or JavaScript, they might be having some information. Don't worry, how to write a robust code by using a try except block. In other languages, it is try catch block. कुछ दूसरे लैंग्वेजेस में ट्राई कैच ब्लॉक होता है, यहाँ ट्राई एक्सेप्ट ब्लॉक होता है. So how we can put our code into the try block, and if the try block does some problem, how it comes to except block, and there we can handle the problem and gracefully continue with the remaining code. Okay, तो वो सब चीजें यहाँ पढ़ेंगे. Then comes modules and packages. Actually, modules means Python code, but developed by someone, and they have distributed to us, and how we can make use of that modules in our code. Getting? So module means it's a Python code .py file. But suppose someone has developed it and that I want to make use in my program. So how to use the others created module in our code. Then many related modules are put into a folder called as a package. So package is the folder, and in that there are many modules, that is .py file. Then how to make this use of py file in our script by importing it, that we will learn here in modules and packages. Then what is virtual environment, peep command, how virtual environment creates a local copy of the global library. If a library is kept in some global path, so instead of every time referring to that global path, you create that library copy in your local folder and start using always from the local folder. how this peep command helps us to download the libraries from the internet and install it in our local machine. That things we will be learning. Okay. Then we will be learning some programs based on all these concepts. Whatever concepts we have learned, we will try to solve some exercises. While doing this also, you will be solving exercises, no problem. Here, I've just kept a separate module so that I can check whether you can apply all these things in these exercises or not. So we will be going with some standard, commonly asked interview exercises. Standard, which are commonly asked in nearly every companies. So some important programs we will cover over here. Then I'll give you some mini project idea. I'll give you some case studies, and then you try to solve those case studies by using these concepts like file handling concept, OP concepts, or functions and all. Use exception handling and all those things and develop those projects. Then we have to dive into the analytics part. Now, this is actually covering Python part. Here, you're learning Python as the language. Okay. Now, after this, you'll start learning Python as an application in data analysis, data engineering field and all. Okay. So, in that one module, we are going to learn that is NumPy library. Okay. So, NumPy, that is called as numeric Python. Here we will be learning how Python is used for doing all number operations like arrays and matrices. If you have studied matrices in colleges and all, if you have done engineering, sure you might have learned matrices. Even in 11th and 12th, those who have done 11th, 12th, science, even arts, even commerce, those who have opted for maths in 11th, 12th. Matrices, sure you have studied. So how we can do operations on matrices and different statistical work is there that we will be learning. Like finding out mean, mode, median, so many things are there. Average and sum and count, lot of things. Okay, so I'll be giving you the introduction of NumPy here. Then comes another analytic library only. This is also a library for analytic purpose only, data analysis only, called Pandas library. That is for panel data. Okay, you can call it as data which is kept in tabular form. Any data which is kept in a tabular form, rows and column form. If you have little bit knowledge about SQL and database management system, you will be very easily able to relate this pandas library. So here first we'll see how you can represent data frame, then how you can load your Excel file in that data frame and represent that tabular data. Okay. And then we will see how to make that data helpful for analysis. And that is the job of data engineer. Job of data engineer is this mainly data cleaning and preparing that data or making the data ready for data analysis. Okay, so here like removing duplicates, removing null values, removing bad data. Okay, all I'll tell you, don't worry, सब कुछ सीखेंगे, ठीक है? And then some advanced Python concept, advanced pandas concepts we will be learning, like joins, okay, then pivot table and all. What is pivot table? Then joins concept are there. Then lot of group by concept, aggregations and all. Okay. Then comes reporting and transformation. Using this pandas only how to generate reports that we will learn. And then again, based on pandas and NumPy, you will have to do some project, the final analytics project. Okay. And at the end, here also I'll give you case studies. Don't worry. Okay. I'll provide you abundant of problem statements. You can pick one and try to solve. We will also do it while learning. Okay. And at the end, some interview preparation. the standard commonly asked interview questions. That we will. Okay, so this is the general outline of the whole course, what we are going to learn. Okay, so can you give me quick confirmation? And any doubt, that too you can ask. Quickly you can unmute and you can ask me instead of typing in the chat window. Because normally, again, going there in the chat window, then reading your messages, it will be better you unmute and straight away talk with me. Because many people have the doubt that is this going to give us personal attention or no? So never it will happen like that. Okay? Okay. So can you give me confirmation? If you have doubt, please ask me. I'm there to solve your queries. So if the outline is clear, that too, even you can unmute and tell, yes, I'm waiting for the response. The response is necessary, guys. Two-way communication should be there. Otherwise, like from my side, I'll just keep teaching and the course will get over. At the end, you'll realize you didn't understood anything. So this should not happen. Two-way it should be. Okay? Chalo. So all Dubda, Jiza, Rabia, others also might have joined. I don't know.
Yeah, outline is clear.
Okay, so shall we proceed?
Yes.
Okay, very good. At any point, if you want to take the screenshot, you can take it for your reference. Okay? Sure. Now, next, what I want to tell you is what is Python. Now, we will start learning all these things because we have to learn this to ultimately reach here, isn't it or not? Your main goal is that when you have invested your time, your money, your energy, all that thing, so you need some output, and that output is obviously upskilling, getting some better opportunity, right? Obviously, in which domain you are, you want to come out and enter into some better domain. So I'm sure you all are excited for that. So we will start with our first module. We are going to learn about what is Python. Okay, a one line definition is there, but in that one line definition, there are four important terms. That first we will clear, and then I'll give you a very systematic definition. What is Python? So first thing is about high level language. Okay. Now Python is a programming language. It's an artificial language. Like as I'm talking with you, I'm talking in English. So English is a natural language. But still, is it a medium of communication between me and you? We, the trainer and the student, they're communicating with each other with the help of one common language, that is English, or maybe Hindi, or maybe Marathi. Okay, so that is our medium of communication. The same way with your computer, also, there has to be some medium of communication, and that are programming languages. They are artificial languages. So, programming languages are classified as machine level language, which is the native language, which your computer understand, language of zeros and ones. Then there is the middle level language. Middle, you can call it as low level, which is assembly languages. And then comes high level language. Python comes under high level language category. High level, why? Because it is more close to English. It is more of English like language. Means you are instructing to the computer as if you are writing anything in English. Getting? As in algebra, we write expressions. Same way you're writing expressions. Like in your English, you are speaking like if this is true, then I'll do this, else I'll do this. Or I'll repeat this until this much is not 10. So as you are speaking in English, the same way you're trying to express your program in Python to the Python interpreter. Getting? So it is high level. Why? Because it is more close to English, more closer to English words. Many of English words are used. and the program is also expressed in that way. And here, lot of low-level details are kept abstract, hidden. Like you don't have to deal with the hardware, the memory management, how internally memory management might be happening, how it is dealing with the hardwares, like how it is fetching value from the keyboard, how it is sending to the monitor, how the CPU is fetching instructions and doing the number crunching. Everything is kept abstract. You don't worry. That is all taken care by your interpreter, your Python virtual machine, and the OS. It will take care. You don't bother about it. You just write your program using these English-like instructions. Okay, so that is the first feature you have to remember that Python is high level. Why? Because it is more close to human spoken language. Okay, and that is, you can say, English. So easy to understand language. Because, as I said, it is close to human spoken language, English. No manual memory management and all. So you don't have to deal with the low level detail. No hardware interaction you have to do, no memory management and all. Everything will be taken care by your Python virtual machine, your interpreter, your OS. That will take care. You don't bother. You just write program. Getting? So therefore, we say it is high level, right? Then comes the second important feature, that is interpreted. Okay. Now, what does this interpretation means? See here, we are writing program in high level. Okay. But your computer is going to understand only in its native language, that is zeros and ones. Understanding? Every computer knows its native language, and its native language is binary language called as language of zeros and ones. And we people are writing program in high level language, as we are trying to write program using English like instructions. So obviously the program which we are writing in high level, you have to make it understandable to your computer in its native language. So there has to be a translation done, right or no? We people, I mean, user domain is high level, and the machine domain is zeros and ones. Is there a semantic gap between them? There is a semantic gap. We are talking in high level. It is understanding in zeros and ones. So if I'm talking in high level, it is not going to understand. So there has to be a translator involved in between. Okay. So the translator is again a separate program which will take your code in high level. It will first check it is correct in high level or no. If it is wrong in high level, means in high level only it is wrong, it will give you an error. No, it will translate it into machine code and then give it to the CPU for execution. Execution is done by the CPU. I hope you know it. Okay. So translation. First of all, I hope you are understanding that what is needed, translation is needed. And why translation is needed? For translating high level code to machine level. You are writing code in high level, but machine understands zeros and ones. Now, these translations can be done in two ways. Okay. One is compilation. Compilers, you call it as. Compiler is a translator. Okay. Compiler will take your source code, but it takes the entire source code. Listen carefully. Initial one or two sessions will be little bit theoretical. Don't worry, but you have to keep patience because unless and until all these things are taught, you cannot start doing programming. Getting? So all these things are taught, then we do the Python installation and then we start doing programming. Don't worry. Immediately day one, in the first minute only, we'll start programming. It won't happen. Your concept should be clear. Getting? So compilation is one type of translation. Many languages are there which follow compilation policy. Like very old languages like C, Pascal, COBOL, they use compilation technique. Getting? It takes your source code, but the entire source code. It will take an entire source code, find the errors all along with the line number. पूरे सोर्स कोड में जहां जहां एरर है सारे एरर लाइन नंबर के साथ बता देगा. ठीक है. But if there are no errors, it will translate it into machine code. We can call it as a executable. That is a file, and then you can load that file in the memory and run it any number of times. As many times you want, you can load this in the memory and execute it. Getting? So that is one translation policy. Another translation policy is interpretation, guys. It takes the source code, but it doesn't translate the entire source code to machine code. Getting? It will take statement by statement. It will take one statement, check whether it is syntactically correct. No, it will give you an error there only and stop over there only. It will not check your next code. It will take the source code, but statement by statement translation is done. So interpreter takes the statement, checks whether it is syntactically correct. Syntactically means grammatically. Some people may say, what do you mean by syntactic correction? Meaning grammatical check, which our in our school days, our all literature teachers, English teacher, Hindi teacher, Marathi, Sanskrit. My English teacher was that. Whole paper she used to, Dr. Brinda Balasubramanian. She was the extraordinary in English. Getting? She used to do the whole paper read, but courtesy of my teacher, little bit what we know is because of her. So it takes the source code, statement by statement, it will translate. So in that statement, if there is an error, it will give error and halt over there. No, it will translate it into machine code. But this machine code is not a file. It is in the memory only. And immediately CPU will execute it. Again, the next statement it will take, translate to machine code, give it to the CPU, execute. Understanding means it is not going to translate the whole source code. Python follows interpretation policy. What Python does? Interpretation policy. Understanding means in Python, there is no complete source code compiled and you get a executable machine code file. It will take the Python source code statement by statement. It will convert it into a intermediate bytecode. That bytecode is given to a PVM. PVM translates it into machine code and immediately gives it to the CPU for execution. It is not doing the whole source code translation. Getting? This thing happens in real life also, na, guys. In real life, you might have read some translated books. I don't know, this current generation doesn't read books. That is the problem. In market, there are many books which are translated. Originally, they are written in English, but then our Indian authors have translated it and made it available in the market. How they have got that book in the market? Complete book is translated and then they bring it in the market, no? Right? Okay. But when we have like someone is giving a speech, like our PM Modi goes to UN and all, and then he gives speech. So he gives speech in Hindi, and then nowadays we have AI based translators and all. Previously, one interpreter was installed. So he used to talk in Hindi. That interpreter used to translate it and tell it to others in their language. But there, the whole speech was not getting translated, line by line, statement by statement. Understanding, guys? Getting?
Yes.
So, interpretation and compilation. Python follows interpretation policy. In Python, it takes the source code, statement by statement, it translates it into an intermediate code called as a bytecode. It is actually .pyc. So it is a bytecode which is a hypothetical code, or you can say a neutral code. and that is converted by your Python virtual machine into the actual machine code and then given to the CPU for execution. Here you will not get a complete machine code file. Okay, so that point you have to remember. So Python is interpreted language, executes code line by line. We say line by line, actually it is statement by statement. It will take one complete statement at a time. Java also follows the similar concept. Rather, Java people have copied it from Python. Because when you'll understand the history of Python, you'll come to know Java is invented later. Python was invented before. But what happened is the red carpet to Python got late. Therefore, people think that the Python language has come very late after Java invention. No, it was invented very before before Java. Okay, so lot of concepts of Java are copied, like the bytecode mechanism, the virtual machine mechanism, and all. Okay, so high level is clear, interpreted is clear. Then next concept we have to talk about two more, and then I'll quickly tell you about what is Python. Next is general purpose. This language doesn't have any specific domain, like it is used only for this specific purpose. Like Java, Java is mainly used in web applications, right? Enterprise web applications. Okay, its domain area is like that. Some language like JavaScript. JavaScript is now entered in nearly every area, but initially JavaScript was for making website dynamics. Getting? You can take like some languages like Fortran. It was for only scientific computation. Getting? Python is not like that. Python is nearly everywhere. It is in data science, it is in machine learning, in networking, in web development, in database applications, standalone game development, in IoT, getting cyber security. Now they have entered even in phone, means phone applications and all. Nearly everywhere Python has penetrated. And therefore we can say it is general purpose, suitable for various applications like web and AI and so many. Getting? And it is multi-paradigm programming language. Now I'll say what do you mean by paradigm? Paradigm means methodology. Guys, methodology. पैराडाइम मीन्स क्या होता है मेथोडोलॉजी कुछ भी काम करने का मेथोडोलॉजी अगर आप फॉलो करते हो तो उसको हम कहते हैं पैराडाइम like as when mom prepares anything in the kitchen what she is going to prepare based on that the methodology is different if she is going to prepare some south indian item the methodology will be different isn't it it will be based on that fermentation technique and all right? If she's going to make some Italian thing, then in that all bread and all that things will be involved. So in short, when she's going to prepare any item, from which category it is, the methodology will be different, isn't it? If she's going to make any Chinese thing, the methodology will be different. Same way in programming also, there are methodologies. Python follows different programming paradigms. Getting? Like in Python, you can have a procedure-oriented programming. Okay, we will be learning all this thing, like dividing problem into smaller problem. And then for each small problem, write a function, separate function, and then call these functions in your main code. That is one approach. Python supports object-oriented programming also, which is more towards real life mapping, bottom up approach, grouping the data and the related functions into a class and means into a capsule called as a class and then create copies of it called objects and then that objects will interact with each other through these methods. We will learn everything, don't worry. Okay? So object oriented programming is one paradigm, procedure oriented programming is another paradigm. Initially structured scripting is there. So structured scripting you can write, procedure oriented scripting you can write, object oriented programming you can write. So many paradigms are supported by Python. Some languages don't. Like if you go to Java, Java is strictly object oriented. If you take C, C is strictly procedure oriented. But JavaScript you take, PHP you take, getting all those are multi-paradigm. Getting they all come under this. We call it as a genre, GNRE. Getting so that is the class of languages. Getting so multi-paradigm means it supports procedure oriented programming, it supports object oriented. In the latest programming area, there is a something concept called functional programming also. Don't confuse with procedural and functional, same. There's something different in case of functional programming. We'll learn when I tell you about Lambda functions and all, then I'll tell you how functional programming is achieved. So that's why we call it as multi-paradigm. Therefore, we can say Python is high level, interpreted, general purpose, multi-paradigm programming language. A systematic definition of Python. So whenever anyone asks what is Python, you can say Python is a high level language. It is interpreted language. It is general purpose language, multi-paradigm, programming language. It is not natural language. It is artificial language. Language to instruct your machine. When you want to instruct to the machine, so the medium of communication is programming language, and Python is one of it. Getting like our natural languages provide alphabet set, their vocabulary, their grammar. Same way, these languages also provide their character set, their vocabulary, their grammar, and using that we build programs. Okay. Okay. So quick confirmation you can give me that what is Python is clear to you. Now, generally, if you have typed lot of messages and all, I've not seen it. That's
Yes, it
what
is
I
clear.
generally I give you an always I recommend that don't be afraid, unmute and ask. It will create a confidence. Getting and some are already in the working area, so hope you don't have that problem. Okay. So directly unmuting and talking with me is better. And I also start understanding you people. I start understanding your background. I start understanding what is your actual goal, why you want to learn Python. Ultimately, after completing what you want to do using this Python, all the things I start knowing it na, from your interaction. Okay? Okay, so we will proceed further, I guess. Sure. Quickly, we will see the application areas of Python. Okay. Initially, I told you for one or two sessions, little bit theoretical. You have to bear it, but that is all foundation. You cannot skip all those things. There are many areas in which Python is used. Nearly, there's no area remain in the field of software where you cannot use Python. That's why if you take the top trending skills in 2026, you'll see in the first uh, position or the second position, you can see Python, JavaScript, and Java has gone to down. Getting Java has gone down, and JavaScript, Python, this is taking the first positions. Okay? Areas like data science, here we are collecting the data, then from the different sources, then we are storing that data, we are making it that data meaningful, and then we are doing some predictions, finding out some insights, patterns from that data. Getting so analyzing and interpreting complex data. Okay, many people, those who run channel, for them also this is very useful. They find out that how much views for my video I've got, from which area, from which demography, from which gender, from which age group, from that different graphs can be plot. Okay? So finding out the insights, and from that you can take the further actions. In the field of IoT, I have never entered in this field because that is not my niche. Getting? So Internet of Things is also one field where Python is there. Here we are communicating with the cell phone and the devices. Different devices can be there, which are controlled by your cell phone or by remote or by some touch panels. Getting? Your washing machine, microwave oven, then smart refrigerators are there nowadays. Security systems are there. Lot. Okay? Connecting and managing devices in the physical world. Like through your cell phone, you're controlling all your refrigerator. It keeps giving you the notification that milk is over or veggies are over. So if you are in the office, it gives you the notifications. While going back home, you can carry all that things again. So it is all because of IoT. Natural language processing. Getting at, I remember in 1998 when I completed my engineering. That time I had developed one project in C language, and that time using Win32 and all, I created a UI, and that was for natural language processing only. It was scanning a Kannada newspaper, and we used to read out it in Hindi. Audio was in Hindi, and the scanning was done of a Kannada newspaper. So much lines of code and that whole library we had developed, the UI also we have developed, getting which is now done so easy using Python. In Python also now also that much lines of code only, but everything is got abstract. It has become hidden, and for you people it has become a few line of code. In the background it is that much only. Okay, so translation from one language to another, or from the printed content to audio or audio to printing, all natural, enabling computers to understand and process human language. I hope many people use also AI assistant, right or
Yes.
no? Many offices and all they have. Getting you just tell to her and please play Kishore Kumar's song and then automatically it starts playing that. Right or no? Eliza and all. They all come Alexa, not Eliza, Alexa. So it is what? Natural language processing only. Database management, if you are aware about some database management systems like MySQL or Postgres or Oracle, okay, which are used for storing large amount of data. And to interact with that database, we need SQL. But I want benefit of Python also. So using Python, you can interact with those databases. And not only structured database, there are unstructured databases also you can communicate, like MongoDB and all, Firebase, cloud-based databases, all you can interact. So much facility they have given. So managing and interacting with databases. Now, this all things, that much concepts we cannot cover in this course. If you are really interested, you can join our advanced courses where I teach all this database connectivity and all. Little bit knowledge during Pandas, I'll give you little bit, but not too much extent. If you want in detail, you can do it. Okay. Then machine learning. Here we are developing programs which will behave like a human brain, how human brain works on the knowledge. No? Yes or no? Every
Yeah.
day we get experiences. How human brain works. Every day we get experiences. Right or no? And do we use that experiences for solving the new problem? Whatever experiences I've got in the past, that experiences act like a knowledge base. It is acting like a knowledge base that is kept in our brain. And then whenever any new problem comes, we take the help of that old experiences and on our own only we take the decision and we try to solve that new problem. We don't need any external entity. Getting? So programs which are developed in such a way that based on the experiences only it will take the next decisions. Getting? So many come under this category, like build intelligence systems that learn from data. That is the knowledge. Okay, I have developed some few very basic examples like I they come under more subcategory. Machine learning is again having computer vision. In that computer vision, again deep learning and so many. So I upload a dog picture, and my model gives answer that that dog belongs to which breed, how much percentage, which breed it belongs. Then one more about plant disease. I upload a picture of a plant, and then my model gives an a reply in the form of if the plant is 100% healthy, or if it is not, then what disease. Then it gives a recommendation also, which medicines for that plant I have to use. Even for human psychology and all, understanding your mental health, and then giving suggestions. Okay, so many applications we can do. Cybersecurity, again, this is not my field. I've never entered into this area. Protecting systems and data from threats. Those who are into ethical hacking and all, they like all these things. Okay. Then web development. This I have explored a lot. You can develop very good dynamic websites using Python, using server-side frameworks like Django, then Flask. Many good frameworks are given. And using that, you can develop very nice dynamic functioning websites. Correct? Creating dynamic and interactive websites. Now, I'll say dynamic means, I hope you know it, where the content is not pre-created and kept. It is created on fly, on client request. Like whatever filters you gave, like if you go to a shopping website, your price scale you change, the products change. The brand you change, the products change. Is it or no? What you put into the cart content is not same every time, right? So all are dynamic websites. Then even in network programming, this also I have done very beginning, I did it on using assembly language on two 8086 kit through RS2 through cable. I did it. Then I did it in C. Then I did it in Java. Then I did it in Python also. And gradually the lines got decreased. Okay, network programming means communicating to distributed machines. It is also called as socket coding. Using this like chat applications and all you can develop. Okay, so developing applications for network communication. Few have enlisted. Recently, you can say they have entered even in the field of mobile applications. Okay, and many more fields are there. Few have enlisted here. Getting? So if you find out few more application areas, you can add into it. Not necessary now in the next session. If you find out some more areas, you can tell me, no problem. I have found out this few areas where we can make use of Python. Getting? And for you people, this field can be very much, um, it can be giving you very much opportunities, lot of opportunities in this area, even in machine learning and all. Okay. And those who don't want to go into too much of mathematics and statistics and all, but those who like doing websites and all, but they want to do complete full stack, back end and front end both, then you can go for these two things, database and web programming. Okay. ठीक है. So can you give me quick confirmation that application areas are clear to you?
Yes, it is.
Sure. Others also. Only one student only unmute and interact. What about others?
Yeah,
Others also.
perfect, perfect. It's clear.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, done.
Uh, I guess Nagendra and all also has joined or no, I don't know. ठीक है, चलो. At any point, like if anything is skipped, you can watch recordings also. I hope you know that at the end. Immediately you won't get till late night. You have to wait because I have continuous sessions. After that, then I edit and I upload it. I'll share the links. Sometimes, like if you skipped something or some part you didn't understand, so you can re-watch it and clear it. Okay. So quickly we will move ahead with the features. Now, in this lot of features, while explaining this two topic, you got to know Few more I'll tell you. Okay. First feature, that is simplicity. They have tried to keep it more close to English, as I said, and maximum English words only they have used. So for that reason, when you're developing programs, it becomes simple for you. Limited keywords, limited operators. Okay. Libraries are abundant, but the core feature which language has given is limited. Therefore, the learning curve is not too complicated. Learning curve. Initially, you're learning, so it's going like that. But after one stage, once you have learned all the data types, operator, keywords, control flow, everything, after that, only libraries. So learning curves become stagnant like this. Some languages are there. Their learning curve is continuous exponential. Best example is Java. Every new version keeps adding, and then one stage arises like Java people only get frustrated. How much new features every new version is adding. Getting? Okay. Many times I explain a lot of things with mathematical way and all because my paper was presented on that only. Getting? I've presented a paper on evolution of languages since 1950. Getting? So generally many times I try to explain with that mathematical background or curves and all. Sometimes if you don't understand, okay. So easy to understand and use. Why? Because they've kept limited English like keywords, operators, control flow. Loops also they have provided only two. While loop for loop? Sufficient. They say using this two only you can solve all type of problem. No need to provide many more variety of loops and all. Getting? Simple. Control flow also simple if else. Later version has added one match concept, but if else is sufficient. Getting? Open source. Remember, open source and freeware. Many people have little bit confusion with it. Means many think that freeware and open source is one and the same thing. Freeware means to use that you don't have to purchase any license or anything. You don't have to purchase a license and then you're allowed to use it. You can directly go to their website, download, install, and start using it. Therefore, it is freeware. Correct. Many Microsoft products are not freeware. You have to take a purchase a license copy of it and then start using it. Like Oracle is there, or and therefore piracy is there. Na? Generally, for such products which are not freeware, then people do piracy of that type. But today, many industries are moving to such ecosystem which is freeware and open source. Correct. Now, open source means what? That software is distributed with the original source code only. They are not providing EXEs like executables, which you just have to install on your machine. They give the original source code also. The entire Python development, its library, everything they have provided with the original source code. If you are a competent programmer, especially C or C++, because Python is Python interpreter, Python virtual machine, all the things they have originally developed in C++ like language. So if you are a competent C++ coder, you can see their source code also, and you can make any modification and come with a newer version if you want. It's a community product. They say by the community for the community. Get it? Like open source OS. Have you heard about Linux? Linux OS, many might have used. All come under Linux derivatives. Linus Torvald, one person who created an open source version of Unix. Unix का ही एक open source version बनाया था called as Linux, a first open source operating system, multi-use operating, Red Hat. And फिर उसके काफी variations है, Mandriva, SUSE, Kali Linux, so many. Our Pune University also has made one, Boss OS, which is a derivative. Sun Microsystem also have made Sun Solaris. So many. They all are open source OS. You can see their 10,000 lines code and you can understand it and create your new OS as well. Okay. So open source means they have provided it along with the source code. Okay, right? So free to use and modify. Modify that itself proves that they have not only given the executables, they have provided you with the original source code. But I think 99% programmers are not bothered about it. They just want to use it and develop their applications. उनको उनके अपने applications बनाना है. उनको कोई चिंता नहीं है उसको modify करने में. Getting? But there can be people who can study that code. Okay. Then the third feature is high level. Okay. High level, why? Because it is more close to English and it has kept all the low level details hidden from you. You don't bother about how to deal with the memory management. No worrying about how to interact with the keyboard, how to interact with the monitor. Everything will be taken care by your OS, your Python virtual machine. You just develop programs, and those programs are also written in more of English-like keywords. Getting? Therefore, abstracted from the hardware detail. Therefore, we call it as high level. Then one more feature we'll take, and then we have to take a pause today. Then remaining features I'll tell you in the next session. Okay. Why? Because I have a continuous session. So one more feature, then the remaining features we'll discuss tomorrow, and then we will see in the next session how to install Python and start using it. Little bit history of Python I'll tell you, and फिर Python use करना शुरू करेंगे. ठीक है? I'll show you how to do outputting, how to do inputting. I'm sure you'll enjoy the whole course. Getting lot of hands-on will be there. Okay, maximum practice चीजें रहेगी. Okay, platform independent. Now they say you don't have to develop different programs of Python for different platforms. The same program works for Mac also, same program will work for Unix, same program will work for Windows. There were languages in the past which were OS specific. Platform means OS. Platform means operating system. Okay? So runs on various operating system. Means it is not like Python is built specifically only for Windows, or it is only specifically made for Linux, or it is made only for Mac OS or Windows OS. Everywhere. Even on your smartphones also you can run your, if you have tab or you have a smartphone. On smartphone also you can run your Python scripts. Getting? And on Play Store they have given tools and you can install that tool, and in that tool you can type your Python script and run and see the output on the cell phone as well. But obviously, we will not do on cell phone because when the codes are very lengthy, it's good practice to do it either on the tab or move it to your laptop. Okay? Then, so as I said, today we'll take a pause till this fourth feature only. Few more are there, which we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay?